Today we're going to make a thumbnail in the style of Ali Abdaal's channel. There is nothing superfluous on his thumbnails. They look simple and beautiful. I decided to make the same kind of thumbnail. I'm not going to look for similar icons and sources simply because there is no point. I will make a similar one but with my own material. PSD, by the way, will be in my Telegram channel. I showed the project settings in almost every video, just copy them. I will add the original thumbnail to the project to better orientate it. And here is actually our source. To separate it from the background, I used the object selection tool and just click on the character. If the selection is unsuccessful, I refine it with the lasso tool. I'll also, for example, add a table and tweak the selection of the hair a bit. And of course, tweak everything else in the selection and mask. Save and make sure to convert the layer to a smart object. The background was already blurred, but I want to add more blur. To do this, use filter, blur and Gaussian blur. I set the value to about 4. The next step is to create icons like in the original image. For this purpose, the rectangle tool is used. The rounding is about the same as in the original image, and you get something similar. I've also picked up some similar icons and will now make them about the same size. I'll just lay them out and use a ruler to make them the same size. Now I'll just place them all over the thumbnail, roughly like the original. I also created a folder for each icon to make it easier to work with. You can, for example, display the original thumbnail and place the icons just as they are placed on the original. I create a new layer on top of the icons and create a small white glow using a white brush. This icon I decided to replace. I think this one fits better here. The next important detail is the text. The font is like this if you needed it, but I will change it later, although this font is also suitable. And to make the text stand out better, I'm going to add a little bit of shadow to it. You can add a little bit more shadow. We do not need a strong color correction, we just need to add a little contrast and lighten the picture. The background, on the other hand, needs to be darkened so that the images don't merge. I also create a selective color adjustment layer and do something similar. Just move the sliders and make the image more saturated and bright, brightening the face a bit. I decided to choose Gilroy font, I think it looks better. As you can see, there is a little shadow behind the character. It looks messy and needs to be removed. That's because I blurred the background and some of the objects got a little bit bigger, so that's the effect. It's pretty easy to remove it. I just go into the smart object of the layer with the background, select the area I want with the lasso and just do a fill, even without neural nets, and just save it. That's it, we'll fix that. Now I click File, Export, Save for Web, make these settings and click Save, and save in the location I want. Nothing complicated really. The main thing is not to overdo it with colors and not to make the picture too contrasty and moody. In general, it turned out the same, not taking into account all sorts of little things, like a color shade on the original thumbnail.